Hello everyone and welcome to Cosmic Cassie. Thanks for joining me. This is going to be a reading for all signs. This reading is for the full moon in Leo that is happening on February 5th. That is US time. This ironically full moon, ironically is in, it's called the snow moon, even though it's in Leo. So we got some fire energy for the snow. As usual, if you've watched me before, you'll know that when I give my messages, I want to make sure they're very clear and that there's no confusion for you guys when you walk away from the video. So if 90% of what I'm saying does not resonate, it's not clicking for you, please don't force it, don't make it, and don't take like the bits and pieces that do. I try to give a message as a whole message, so either you'll know it's yours or not. I'm going to start with Aries and I'll work my way through Pisces. I'm going to keep these fairly short and try not to dig in too deep. It's just to get to know what energy is coming your way during the full moon. Also, the main question, my intention that I put into this reading is what needs to be released. Reason I did that is full moons are all about like an accumulation of emotion and energy from the last, full moon to this full moon. And sometimes I don't think that we clearly see where all that energy is coming up from, but it's meant to bubble up to the surface so that we can see things for what they are. And so I want to be able to share with you guys what are some things that maybe as those emotions bubble up, they're bubbling up because they need to be released versus like worked on, worked through, or just seen, like what actually needs to be let go of as these emotions are coming up for you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start with Aries. I will timestamp these so you'll have the times in the comments. Let's go ahead and start with Aries and the full moon. Again, make sure you guys like and subscribe if these resonate for you. What does Aries need to know for the full moon in Leo? What does Aries need to know for the full moon in Leo? And because I am going to keep this short, I am going to be pulling the cards versus like letting them flip out how I usually do if you've, again, watched me before. So we have the Lovers, Four of Wands, and Chancellor of Cups. This is the Rainbow Moon Tarot, and Chancellor of Cups in this deck is the Queen of Cups. It is the Queen of Cups, right? I always get that confused. It's either the Chancellor or the Warden. Warden is the King, Chancellor is the Queen. Okay, so we have Lovers, Four of Wands, Chancellor of Cups. Aries, there is definitely hardcore love energy coming in that's going to be bubbling up for you around the full moon. Always remember that the full moon energy can, come in 3 days prior and it can last up to 3 days post. So for you guys, I'm definitely feeling like there's already someone in your energy or in your mind, your thoughts that you're going to be really wanting to reach out to, wanting to reconnect with here. Let's clarify the Lovers. Why is the Lovers here for Aries? Warden of Daggers, so King of Swords here. So what that energy is letting me know is that around the full moon energy, yes, you're thinking of this person. It's someone that you already have in your mind. But for whatever reason, I feel like you are being very strategic about your approach to this person. You're being very logical, kind of, coming off a little detached. I kind of wonder if there is communication, just because to have such a strong energy of the King of Swords showing up for Lovers, it kind of makes me feel like you guys may not even be communicating with each other at this time. But if you are, it's almost like you're analyzing, you're reviewing, you're looking, really trying to be strategic with your communication, as well as like with the way that you're approaching this energy here. Why is the Four of Wands here? Five of Cups. Why is Chancellor of Cups here? Nine of Cups. Interesting. I don't think there is communication going on because I think that at some point there was an opportunity to, sorry guys, I want to relight my candle here. There was an opportunity to definitely come together with each other, but it doesn't look like that actually happened. Like, for whatever reason, there was an opportunity to have a commitment with each other, and that commitment never took off. It never, like, you never were able to connect fully with this person and take advantage of, you know, whatever opportunity, or even like if there was an agreement here that you guys would come together, you never actually did come together. It was just more of a talk, conversation, where you agreed to come together, okay? And then with this last energy here, it's like, but you would love nothing more than to communicate with this person and to show them that, like, you are my wish fulfillment, and you would make me happy, and I would be like the person that you would need, and I, you know, could love you and you could love me. It's like a lot of like loving, nurturing, like this would just make your love life amazing to have this person and to be with this person. But for whatever reason, either there's no communication, or the communication is very, I'm hearing the word blocked, but not, I mean, some of you could be blocked, or you blocked them, but blocked as in the emotions aren't being freely expressed here between you and this person, Aries. And I feel like during this full moon time, it's like you're pretty much going through and really remembering and having a lot of emotion about this person, really kind of feeling sad that, you know, it never turned into something that it was meant to be, or that you feel it was meant to be, or that was agreed on. But you're still in this energy of like, I would still love to be with them though. Like, I would still love to have them in my life, to be in their life, and to express emotion to each other, to really work things out here. What's Aries' advice with these emotions that arise? What is Aries' advice with these emotions? We have the Tower, Ten of Crystals, and Warden of Wands. It's pretty much saying, I mean, like, let go, surrender, release it, you know, that's part of what that Tower is. And the Tower isn't always like something catastrophic or bad happening. It's just like a rapid change. It's something that's immediately turning into something else. It's unexpected, it's unplanned. Usually it's like the last thing that you're actually thinking will happens, unless you're kind of predicting that Tower moment. But it looks like, Aries, your advice here with these emotions, with these thoughts that kind of arise during this full moon time, if you're really missing this person, really thinking about them, what your advice here is to really get really stable, get really grounded within your own energy here, and be very confident about what you're going to pursue. So if you want to have a family with this person, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to reach out to them, I'm going to talk to them, or I'm going to change the communication from what it is to a more emotional space, do not do it unless you are like absolutely positively sure that this is the direction you want to move in. Because what I'm getting here, and this is more channeled, but what I'm getting is like, if you pursue this person and you come towards them in a different energy, and you're trying to either like reconnect or to change the way the communication currently is, for whatever reason, what I feel here is that if you are not consistent and long term with that same energy, if you can't hold that energy space with this person consistently and strongly, like you're very sure no matter what their reaction is, no matter what happens, if you can't consistently bring that energy forward, it's almost as if like it makes this situation a million times worse. Worse as in like maybe there is no chance of reconciliation, there is no chance of you know, exploring commitment or an opportunity with this person. It's like, yeah, the potential is always there because we're in control of our lives. But I just get, if you go towards this person and you're not very clear and very strong about, this is my intention, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what we're going to be, you know, it's not going to go anywhere, and it's actually going to make things worse. So absolutely, if it's something you want, if you're ready for it, I don't see why you wouldn't reach out to someone that you feel this way about. But you have to show up in a very strong energy here of like, very clearly, I'm going to make it very clear to this person this is what I want, and I'm going to consistently and clearly communicate that for a long period of time, not just like a month and then be done. It's like, no, 6 months down the line, when we're still talking and dating, you're still reconfirming for this person in whatever ways, like, yes, you know, I can't wait until we move into our house together, and, you know, I'm still saving money, or like whatever it is. It's like you're making plans, you're being consistent, you're showing in a very strong way, this is what you want, this is what you're moving towards for them and with them. Okay, Aries, that is you. So mark it down here and timestamp it. So we're gonna go ahead and start at 10:30. We'll put 10:40. Taurus, this is going to be a quick read for you as far as what needs to be released during this full moon in Leo. So we will make this a little bit of a shorter reading, but you'll be able to know, you know, if it's yours or not. Let's dive in. What does Taurus need to know during this full moon in Leo? What does Taurus need to know for the full moon in Leo? 7 of Wands, 4 of Daggers, 7 of Daggers. Okay. Taurus. We got some conflicting kind of energy here. What's going to be coming up heavily for you guys is, I feel like there's something that you've been refusing to divulge, a secret, a belief, a feeling, an emotion. There's something that you've been fighting like really hard to make sure you don't have to say this or do this or reveal something here. And it's like during this full moon, you're going to feel the need to kind of like, you're going to feel the need to kind of recover from having to hold on to this. Because I do feel like it's something that you're not quite ready to release. You're not ready to let go or say or like reveal whatever this is. It's like you don't want to reveal this yet. You're not ready to. But during this full moon, the energy that's coming up for you guys is very much like realizing how difficult, how much of an impact it's having on your emotion, your mental, your physical, your spiritual, by holding on to this secret, by holding on to this idea, this emotion, this thought. It's like it's something that needs to be given, put out, released, revealed, but you guys are really holding on to it pretty tightly here. But you're finally going to feel kind of like the impact of holding it in, of holding on to it and not like expressing it, right? It's that impact of, wow, this is actually heavy. This is way heavier than what I expected, than I realized. But because it's all bubbling up during the full moon, you're really feeling it strongly here. Why is the 7 of Wands here? 2 of Daggers. So it's something that you're not revealing or releasing because it's something that you're not even sure about. Like you may mentally be like, yes, this is where I'm at, but physically or emotionally you disagree and you're like, well, no, I'm not there yet. So it's almost like you're having you're holding this back because you haven't quite made up your mind. But I honestly think that you have made up your mind. You just haven't come into full alignment with whatever this is. So it feels conflicting, but really, like, you know the answer here, you know which way, you know what it is, but it's almost like you haven't come into full alignment with like the mind, the heart, and the spirit to all agree and say, yes, this is where we're at. It's almost like, 2 out of the 1 say yes and the 1 says no. So you are holding this back because you feel really indecisive about it. You feel like, I'm not ready to say anything because I don't really know how I feel. But there is an energy here of like, you do know how you feel. You're very sure about how you feel. But I feel a sense of fear coming out of this. You're fearful to say it, and that's kind of where the true conflict lays. And I think that might be something that comes up and you realize more in your consciousness with the full moon energy is like, this is actually fear speaking, not logic or intuition. It's actually coming from like a source of fear of revealing this or saying it. Why is the Four of Daggers here? Why is the Four of Daggers here? Yeah, it's like you're recovering because it's keeping this in is keeping you. It is keeping you from moving in a direction. Even with like the Two of Swords, the Two of Daggers here, it's yes, it's very indecisive, but it's like you're truly feeling the impact of being stagnant, of keeping and holding on to this and not releasing it, not letting it go. And the reason why I'm saying I feel like you already know the right answer, you already know where you're going to land out on this. It's just that fear kicking in, because I do feel an energy that you are ready to move. You don't want to be stagnant anymore. You don't want to sit in the same spot, the same position anymore. But every time you try to release this and say like, okay, no, I won't say anything, I won't reveal it, because I'm just gonna say I don't actually feel this way, and I'm imagining things, and I don't actually think that, so I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go, I'm gonna release it. But it's like, no, it keeps coming back, because that's your fear trying to let it go. That's not your intuition. That's not your mind. Your mind, your intuition, your soul, I feel like they already know what this is. But you keep trying to push it away and dismiss it because you're like, no, like it's just, I'm making it up. It's not true. It's not, I can go do something else. And it's like, no, it keeps coming back. So then you keep feeling this energy of being stuck, like because you can't overcome this hurdle, and it doesn't go away just because you dismiss the energy, right? Why is the Seven of Daggers here? Okay. It's the World card. So the World is all about completion, cycling out. It's ending something to have a new beginning. That Fool card is the new beginning in action, but that World card is like the closure, the end result, the finality of a cycle, of a relationship, of a process, of a development, like whatever it is for you. It's like things are finally closing out and coming to an end here, and that World is significant because it's letting you know like that end piece is here, but there might be something left before you can start that new beginning to fully finish the end out here. And I feel like this is something that's what this realization or revelation, like whatever you need to reveal and let out, it's like you're refusing to accept it. Whatever it is revolves around something closing out, something coming to a completion, something that needs to just cycle itself out. But by you holding this back and not revealing it, by trying to dismiss like this truth that you have, it's almost not allowing things to fully come to a close. It's not allowing the completion of something to be done. So it's almost like you've gone through this legal process and you've written up this contract and everyone has agreed to it after hours and hours of sitting down and going through it and arguing and bickering and making up, and it's like you've gone through this entire process of writing up this amazing contract and having the attorneys and paying people to come in and make sure it's solid and good, and then it's like, okay, we're finally done after like months of creating this contract and going through the struggles and the obstacles of having this contract. We are finally done with it. Now all that's left to do is to sign the document and everything. Now we go into the next chapter. The next chapter is whatever this contract was about. Now we can start the contract because everyone's signature is here. But it's almost like you're like, well, maybe like, what if I forgot to put something in the contract? So I'm not ready to sign it yet. Actually, like, what if I don't even actually want this contract? Like, what if I want something different? And it's like, all of this has been done and completed and agreed on. Like, you've gone through all the process of making this contract already, actively involved in it. So at this point, it's like, it's a fear. Maybe it's a huge deal. It's going to change your life. And it's like there's a fear of putting the signature down and starting to change your life after you sign. Just as an analogy, like just to give you guys an idea of what the energy that it's giving me is. And so it's almost like you're not allowing yourself to put the signature down, because you're like, no, I kind of want to stay here a little longer. I want to review it a little longer. I want to, double check it. Maybe I want to shop around and look at other things first. It's like you're delaying it and you're putting it off, and you're pretending it's because it's like, I can't make up my mind, or I'm not sure. But it's like, no, you're sure, you know what this is. You just have to overcome that hurdle of fear to move forward, right? What's the advice for Aries for this full moon in Leo? Or I'm sorry, for Taurus for this full moon in Leo. Advice for Taurus for this full moon in Leo. This is saying it's time to move forward. It's time to move forward, move on, move forward, not just move forward, but move forward with optimism, move forward with passion, with being excited, with seeing the opportunity with moving forward. Instead of looking at everything terrible that could happen, this is saying you need to be more optimistic. Look at everything that's beautiful that could happen if you close this out, if you just let it go, if you allow it to leave. Think of everything beautiful that would happen if you just overcame that hurdle, right? And again, this doesn't have to be like leaving a person. This could be even like evolving to the next stage of a commitment with someone. Like this could be like coming into a new chapter of the same book. It doesn't mean you're getting a whole new book. It's just coming into a new chapter. So if it resonates, but this is saying like, be more excited, be more optimistic, see all the beauty of going to the next chapter, of closing that out, rather than like being fearful and thinking like, what if I get jibbed? What if this? What if that? It's like, you got to get out of that energy, because that's what's keeping you stuck. All right. Taurus, that is everything I have for you for the full moon in Leo. I hope it resonates. If it does, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to move on into Gemini here, our Geminians, and that is going to start. I'm going to put the timer down at 21:50 because I like whole numbers. Gemini, this is your full moon reading for the moon in Leo, full moon in Leo. It's going to be quick, and we're just going to see what energies we have coming in for you. What needs to be released is the intention that I have set for this. So let's see what comes out for you guys. What do we have for Gemini for the full moon in Leo? Page of Wands, Four of Crystals, Three of Wands. Four of Crystals is like the Four of Pentacles, just so you guys know. So what this energy is letting me know, it's very much... So the Page of Wands for me is usually like really positive. It's action oriented. It's like going on a new adventure, trying something new, like exploring a new idea, just like some kind of excitement, but it's initial excitement because it's very new. It's like you're finally doing something that's like lighting you up. For whatever reason, right now the energy I'm getting is like, no, not another new thing. Like, no, not something else. No, not like you're not seeing the passion, you're not seeing the excitement, you're not seeing or feeling motivated to try something new. Like maybe it's almost as if you got like mandated to do something. Like it was mandatory, it wasn't by choice. And so you're kind of just sitting here like, okay, it's new and it's supposed to be fun and exciting and great. This is not fun, exciting, and great is the energy I'm getting from this Page of Wands. And then with the Four of Crystals and Three of Wands being after it, it's almost like, I don't know why, I'm getting an energy of like, as you're doing this thing that's meant to be fun and captivating and whatever, and you're kind of like really bored with it, it's almost like you're daydreaming about like your future. I don't know why I'm getting that energy from the Four of Crystals, but it's like because I'm so bored and I'm like not into this, you start daydreaming and really like thinking about like, where do I want to be in the future? What am I going to do in the future? Like what is my next year, my next 5 years, my next 10 years? Like, what does that really look like? And how do I want it to look? And is that where I'm at right now? Am I on the right path to get there? Like, it's a lot of daydreaming energy that I'm feeling here. Just looking at your future. Like, but I feel like what's happening is you're actually getting, like spirit's kind of knocking on your door here. And it's like, hey, it's time to kind of wake up and realize are you just like kind of robotically moving through life right now? Because it looks like you are. And what they're trying to do is wake you up. So you might be feeling that energy during the full moon is like inspired to daydream, feeling really like focused on the future, not so much the present, more kind of looking at like, where do I want to be? Who do I want to be? Not looking at the present though, just very focused on like the future. And does this make sense for me to do this now? Because now I'm here and I want to be there. It's that kind of energy coming in. Why is the Page of Wands here for Gemini? Four of Wands. Why is the Four of Crystals here for Gemini? Ten of Daggers. And Three of Wands for Gemini. Nine of Daggers. Okay, Gemini. I mean, it might be a commitment that you're in right now, some kind of contract, some kind of union, something that was meant to be enjoyable, because Four of Wands is a very creative energy, but you're not looking very happy or creative right now. But Four of Wands isn't just like a marriage relationship card. It can also be like contracts, unions, partnerships, like things that you're obligated to participate in, that you've agreed to be involved with. Okay, so it could be a relationship, it could be a business contract, it could be opening a business, it could even be like a house agreement, you know, like a mortgage, something that you actively agreed to be a part of and you had to sign for that, you had to create paperwork behind it. But it's like, it's almost like this Four of Wands is saying it was meant, when you entered it, it was meant to be fun, it was meant to be exciting, it was meant to be awesome, but it's like, this is not feeling good. Like, this is not feeling this is the opposite of everything that I thought it would feel, because they're holding one wand and there's four here. So they thought it was going to be four, and it's like, but really I have one, and I'm really not like enjoying where I'm at right now. And then we have Ten of Daggers, which is clarifying the Four of Crystals here. So it's like, yes, as you're looking at where you're currently at, as you're assessing, like, this is where I'm at right now, that's when it's that feeling of I don't want to be here. Like, this is leading me nowhere. This is doing nothing for me. I'm kind of done and over it. Like, I'm ready to move on. It's like having this very sudden realization that, like, this does not work for me and I don't want to be here. Like, I'm done with this. I want to put an end to it. I want to move forward. And then with the Three of Wands being clarified by Nine of Daggers, again, daggers is swords. It's almost like you just, like I said, you're in this daydream energy. Like, you can't stop thinking about the future. You can't stop thinking about, like, where do I want to be? Where do I want to go? Who do I want to be? You know, but it's like whatever you're seeing for yourself in the future, you're having a very clear understanding that this is not where I'm at right now. Whatever I see in the future for myself is not where I'm at right now, and it's not leading me to that. And then there's kind of like this regret energy. Not regret, it's just this realization, and then a motivation to take action to change things, okay? What is Gemini's advice for this full moon in Leo? So these are the energies that are kind of going to bubble up to that surface for you, Gemini's. Gemini's advice for the full moon in Leo. We have Nine of Cups, Rooted, which is the Emperor in this deck. In the in the world. I am having a brain freeze. I'm sorry, Gemini. I was like, wait, Rooted isn't that could be the Hierophant, but I don't think the Hierophant is number 5. It's Rooted, because you have your Empress and then your Emperor, and the Empress is 3, and then 4 is the Emperor. 5 might actually be. Let me look. I don't want to steer you guys wrong here. Let me look. 5 might actually be the Hierophant. And I'm going crazy here. So let me just double check. It's like, it's not the Hierophant. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's like equivalent to that in a traditional tarot deck. I always get the Rooted one and then the Chancellor and the Wardens confused, because those are like the King and Queens. Yeah, the Hierophant. Okay. I was thinking, I was like, wait, the Emperor is not 5. Sorry. Yeah, so Rooted is Hierophant. So what it's saying here is you guys need to go wherever, like commit to the direction, commit to moving in a new way, to the place that most is going to fulfill you, to the place that you feel is going to give you the most happiness, is really the advice here. Like once this energy comes up for you, if it does come up for you, your advice here is like it's coming to the surface because it wants you to move in a direction that's actually going to make you happy, that's going to make you feel satisfied, that's going to make you want to be there and stay there, and kind of transition and navigate away from whatever you're in right now. Yes, if it's a contract, something you're like legally, tied into, I know it's going to be difficult, but that's ultimately like what your advice here is. Like once this energy does bubble up for you, it's a good sign that like the next thing to do is to start making those plans to transition into something that you actually want to be in. And like and with the Hierophant here, it isn't just like committing to a new direction, but it's also kind of like leveling up. So I feel like maybe this is not where you're at because you're almost what's the word? Like complacent, like you're settling for a situation here, and it's saying like it's time to level up, it's time to go to that next step here and really like do something you actually are going to love and enjoy. Don't settle for anything less than that. Okay, Gemini, that is your full moon reading that I have for you. Thank you for being here. If it resonated, please like and subscribe for me. Again, thanks for watching Cosmic Cassie. I really appreciate you guys. Now we're going to move into Cancer, and we're right at 3120 for Cancer. All right, Cancer, this is your full moon reading in Leo. It's going to go by kind of quick here, but these are going to be any energies that are coming up for you, and then the intention set is what needs to be released. So let's go ahead and see what we have for Cancer. Cancer, what do we have for Cancer here? What does Cancer need to know for this full moon in Leo? Okay. We have the World, we have the Warden of Crystals, and the Knight of Daggers. Warden of Crystals is going to be the King of Pentacles, and then the Knight of Daggers is equivalent to Knight of Swords, okay? And then obviously the World is the World. So Cancer, I feel like for you, it's like a little bit of a funky energy here that might be coming up for you. I'm feeling for some of you the energy that rises up, that bubbles up here is definitely, it's not that you are closing something out. I feel like you have already moved on from something, like you are cycling out of it, heading towards a new beginning, or maybe not even a new beginning, but just leaving something that you're comfortable with, that you were kind of in and stuck in for a while here. You're finally cycling out of it, like you have already left it, okay? If you are still in it, this is probably not for you. But this is an energy of like, it's already happened. We've already moved through what we needed to in order to close something out, to end it, to move to the next level, to change the circumstances some way, somehow. And I feel that once you did that, the energies that are coming up for you during this full moon is like, wow, like doing that made me so much more stable. It made me so much more like of a dedicated, committed person. So maybe you weren't able to like utilize those qualities while you were in like whatever it was over here, but it's like coming out of it, you're feeling that King of Pentacles energy. You don't have to financially be King of Pentacles, but it's like you feel really dedicated, you feel very successful, you feel abundant, you feel hardworking, you feel very like patient and loving, and like you're someone that people want around, and like people respect you and they want you to invest in them, whether that's by helping them or giving them advice, or just being like that stable, well-rounded person in their life. Like you feel like you're showing up like that person that a lot of people usually admire, for being like just very stable, very, very mature, logical, but caring. It's like you feel like you are in that energy here. And I feel like what's happening is with this Knight of Dagger, like ending it with that, it's almost like, I feel like it's a different energy, and it could be energy that you left here, but it's almost like there's an energy coming in. They're not happy. They're not feeling good about you feeling good after closing out something over here. Okay, they're not like they're wanting to. I heard the word jeopardize, but I'm feeling like they want to, like, all of a sudden express how they feel and step up and say how they feel emotionally and how you've hurt them and how you've, just totally effed them over. And it's like, why didn't you say that months ago when things were, fresh? And so it's almost like they're kind of feeling some kind of way by seeing you be in this King of Pentacle energy. Why is the World here for Cancer? The Hangman. Oops. Sorry, guys. I feel like I have to sneeze. So sorry if I sneeze, guys. Yeah, I knew it was coming. Sorry. Hangman. Why is the Warden of Crystals here for Cancer? And why is the Knight of Dagger here for Cancer? Okay. So whatever it was that you closed out, it's like the reason you left it, the reason you moved on from it is because you started to see things in a very different way. But it's not only saying you saw the situation or that person or whatever it was that you left. It's like you not only saw it in a different way, I have a feeling that you realized you were sacrificing yourself in that situation. Like there was nothing good to come of it with you staying in it. Like it was maybe everyone else or someone else or a business benefiting, like everyone benefiting off of you, but not you benefiting from them, right? It wasn't mutual, and that's kind of what pushed you to finally leave it and cycle out of it. And it's like as soon as you came out of the cycle, the world looked totally different for you, and that's why you were able to move into this King of Pentacle energy here, which is making you feel very balanced. Like you feel very like, I made this decision and I'm doing it and I'm doing it well and I feel good about it. I feel balanced emotionally, spiritually, mentally, like everything is working for me. Everything is going, all the energy is going forward, right? All the energy is going in a straight line. It's going forward. I don't feel like clustered and chaotic and all over the place. It's like, I know where I'm going. It feels good to go there, okay? Is the energy I'm getting here. And it's almost like, so this ending energy with this Nine of Crystals, it's like, and that's the Nine of Pentacles. And so in the traditional deck, Nine of Pentacles is usually like someone who's single, very abundant, very free. They don't have to be single necessarily, but this is someone very stable, very capable of caring for themselves, holding things down. Like it's that not just pre-Empress energy, but it's also that pre-Queen of Pentacle energy, okay? And you're already in this King of Pentacle energy. And so I feel that it's like whoever this person is that's coming in, let me clarify that. Let me clarify it before I say that. Show me the Nine of Crystals. We have Judgment to clarify Nine of Crystals here. Okay, thank you. This person, whether it's, and I don't know why, I keep getting for some of you it's a boss. For others of you, it is a romantic relationship. It could be a family, a friend, a coworker. Like, just think about the last cycle that you've closed out, the last chapter that you've like permanently closed out, and you've already moved on from it. And it's someone involved in that chapter, and it's like they're coming back around, and they're seeing the truth of who you are. It's like because you finally moved on, and then you turned into this King of Pentacle energy. Someone in that chapter is like, what? Like, this was Cancer the whole time. This is who they really were. This is what they were capable of. This is what I could have had from them, or what I could have gotten from them, or what I could have, seen from them. And they don't do this until after they like leave and remove themselves. Like they're feeling some kind of way because they're seeing how abundant, how stable, how capable, how loving and nurturing, but also stern and forward moving. Like they're seeing all of this in you for the first time, and they're like really feeling some kind of way because they didn't get to experience you in that way. And it's almost like you leveled up without them. You leveled up and then left. So they could feel like you even used them, like they feel betrayed in some way. What's Cancer? So if this is the energy bubbling up for you, where someone might be reaching out during the full moon, and they're like expressing some anger towards you, or if you're sitting in that King of Pentacle energy and the full moon comes and you're like, man, I feel good. It's like this person could be thinking this, and they might not actually say it, because, you know, swords are communication, but they're also your mind. What is Cancer's advice during the full moon? Cancer's advice during the full moon. 3 of Daggers, 8 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Yeah. This is saying, like, keep moving forward. Like do not return, even if someone says something, or even if you start feeling kind of bad, like, oh, maybe I could have done more. It's like, no. Keep moving forward. Do not go back, because what you're going back to is something that's just going to hurt you. It's going to put you in a lower energy again. You're going to get out of this King of Pentacle energy the second you return back to that situation. So it's like let the burdens drop off your back. Don't hold on to any of these problems. If they come to you and they're like, oh, all of these things are going wrong, and you're like, oh, you were the only one that could solve them, and my life is terrible, and everything has just, you know, gone to bits and pieces. It's like, okay, that's your problem now. That's not my problem. That is your problem now. So don't involve me in it. And it's telling you, your advice, keep moving forward. Do not go backwards. You keep moving forward. You let them burdens stay where they're at and where they're meant to be, because they're not yours. Okay, Cancer, that is everything I have for you for this full moon in Leo. If this resonated for you, please like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching Cosmic Cassie. I appreciate all of you. And we are going to move into Leo next. We have Leo, we'll do at 4120. Okay, Leo, this is your full moon reading in Leo, so it's in your sign. The full moon this month is in your sign. Leo, we're going to see what energy is most prominent for you, what's going to be coming up emotionally during the full moon, as well as like what's the best way to handle it and what needs to be released. What do we have for my Leo friends in Virgo? Sorry, I was looking and reading like the next sign is Virgo. What do I have for my Leo friends for the full moon? What is going on with Leos during the full moon in Leo? We have 10 of Crystals, we have Magician, and we have the Ace of Crystals. Leo, these are pretty good cards. I like this. This is nice. This is good. So this is talking all about how you are experiencing a lot of abundance. When the full moon comes in, I think that you're going to be really thinking about the things that you've done to get to where you're at. You're really considering and looking at like how successful you are and how good you feel. Like even if you don't feel that energy before the full moon, it's like once the full moon comes, the emotions that are coming up is very much like, I was able to put the energy in to create my own new beginning here. I was able to, get my hands in the dirt and actually build a whole sculpture out of it. Like that was me. I did that. So there's a lot of like self-appreciation, a lot of self-awareness for the energy, the time, the effort that you've put in to be able to create the life that you have right now. Even if you are not like in the 10 of Crystals, right? The 10 of Pentacle energy. The 10 of Pentacle energy isn't like just about being like crazily wealthy and abundant. It's like you feel like you're on your way there. You feel like you are abundant. You could take care of everything and you can take care of people that you love. It doesn't have to be by having like a ton of money. It can be simple things like, oh, someone, they need a new button shirt and you're like, I have the money to go buy that. Even though it's $20, like I have the money to buy that. So you feel that you can financially like, contribute and support and help the people that you love that are around you, as well as yourself and your home. But it's like you're realizing and you're seeing like, yes, I did this. I created this. I am the reason this is happening. It wasn't because of anyone else. It was me, right? So it's a lot of self-appreciation here. Why is the 10 of Crystals here? And why is Magician here? And the Ace of Crystals. Okay, so the moon here is pretty much saying like it might be abundance that you don't even realize is coming in for you. And that might be why I felt the need to say like you're on your way, because you might have an inkling or you might not, but it's like what you don't realize is that what you've done for yourself, as it continues and grows, that abundance is going to continue to grow up to the 10 of Pentacles if you're not there yet, right? So that moon is very much an energy of like, there's funny enough, the moon, right, in Leo. The moon is in Leo and you're getting the moon card. Sorry, I just had epiphany. What it's saying is like during this full moon, and I just heard intuitive, what came to me is like, you might come up with an idea that is going to put you in the 10 of Pentacles. So it might be like just how I just had like epiphany, like, oh, the new moon in Leo, and we're doing a Leo reading and it's a moon, right? It's like, oh, aha, like something gets connected for you. Like the dots get connected where maybe you didn't see it before, and it leads you to the 10 of Pentacles. But for others of you, it's like, this is what's coming in and you don't even realize it's what's coming in, okay? We have 6 of Daggers, clarifying the Magician here. So it's like, not only did you create what you have, but it's like you're seeing and reflecting and accepting all of the things that you had to like accomplish and overcome, and like challenges that you had to go through, and how difficult it was to move on, to move forward, to move into like a new pasture, so to speak. But with the 6 of Daggers, it's like she's taking those daggers with her, because that's like, it's looked at as baggage, right? Maybe things that we haven't totally worked through, but that's the beauty of realizing that you've created everything that you have right now because you did take that baggage with you and you worked through it and you held it and you figured it out, and you were able to create something new, something big and beautiful that you have right now. And then for the Ace of Crystals, clarifying that, we have Chancellor of Daggers. This is going to be the same as the Queen of Swords. And it's like, you see the truth. You see your truth, and you're speaking your truth, and you're being very, you're not hiding anymore that you did this. It's like that self-appreciation comes in during the full moon. And then after the full moon, because now that you've had it and you've seen it, it's like, oh, now I'm not staying so humble. I did this. I created this. I built this. This was me, right? And it may not even be your 10 of Pentacles. It could be for a company. It could be for someone else. But it's like, I built this, and that's what became very successful, long lasting. You know, this is going to go down in generations. But I'm the one who built it. And no more of like being humble and being like, oh, well, I had help, and, you know, they might have scheduled that, and, you know, they did advise me about this. It's like, no, Leo, you did this, and you're taking full credit and acknowledgement for it after you've experienced this energy during the full moon. What is Leo's advice here during the full moon? What is Leo's advice during the full moon? We have the World, the Devil, and the 6 of Wands. Okay. Leo, I feel like, yes, although it's good to speak the truth and to take credit, you don't want to get it too big of a head. Still make sure that you are having wins and still being humble enough to recognize the people that might have helped you along your way. But don't let anyone steal your credit. Don't let anyone put their name on something that you yourself created. But in turn, take that as a lesson learned to not do that to others, to not take all credit when you are not the only one who did something, to make sure you're acknowledging other people that did help, because I feel that you've experienced someone taking credit for things that you've done, and it doesn't feel too good. So it's like, yes, you're coming out of that energy where you're like, I'm not going to allow that anymore. But just make sure that you're also taking it as a learning lesson on how it feels when someone does it, so that you don't do it yourself, okay? Leo, that is all the messages I had for you for the full moon in Leo. If this resonated, please like and subscribe for more videos. Otherwise, have a great full moon, and we are moving at 4840 into Virgo. Hello, Virgo. This is going to be your full moon reading. This is going to just touch on the energies that are emotionally going to be coming up during the full moon, as well as some advice. The intention that I set is what needs to be released, okay? So it's most likely going to be something that comes up that's letting you know, like, hey, this energy is coming up, but this is what we need to do with it. So let's go ahead and tap into Virgos. What do Virgos need to know for the full moon in Leo? What does Virgo need to know for the full moon in Leo? We have Divine. We have 6 of Daggers. And we have Creator. Ooh, Virgo. Immediately the energy I'm getting is like, you are going to get a very strong intuitive message during the full moon, that it is time to leave a situation behind. It's time to move on from it, in order to fully step into your Empress energy. So the divine in this deck is the High Priestess, and the 3 is the Empress. And then 6 of Daggers is obviously 6 of Daggers. But the energy I immediately got here was like, you're getting like strong downloads and messages, a lot of clarity coming in when the full moon comes on the 5th. And the clarity here is there's some situation that you're in or dealing with, and maybe you're not too sure, like, should I entertain this? Should I move forward on this? Should I, let this go, leave it behind, like end it? It's like you're not 100% sure on what you need to do in this situation, but it's like there's a very clear message coming in that like it's time to move forward, it's time to move on from whatever this is. If you want to be in the Empress energy, if you want to fully be in like this energy of fully receiving and being abundant, being loving, nurturing, balanced, stable, guided, like if you want to be in that Empress energy here, if you want to create something here, it's like you need to leave this situation in order to do that. So let's just jump in and clarify here. Why is the divine here? Why is 6 of Daggers here? And why is Creator here? All right. Okay, this is interesting energy. I like it. Okay, so we have 6 of Cups clarifying divine, so the High Priestess. And with that 6 of Cups clarifying the High Priestess, it's almost like you're intuitively, that emotion of really knowing what your dream is, what your like pie in the sky situation is. 6 of Cups can be like a reconciliation card, but I usually look more at it as like, these are things that you dreamed about doing or being as a child. These are lives that you believed you would have and like wanted to have, and you just dreamed it all up when you were a kid. But it's really getting back in touch and in tap with that energy of dreaming big, of having no limits, being like a kid again, and having this imagination to like, dream up this whole idea and this fantasy world and this life that you want to live. It's getting back in touch with that energy of possibility, of things that seem impossible, like being limitless in your imagination, being limitless in the dreams that you have for yourself. And so I feel that it's not just a memory that's coming back of something you always wanted as a kid, but it's also like getting back in touch with that energy of like, why am I restricting myself? Why am I limiting myself? Why am I settling for something that, when I want bigger, when I want more, why would I settle for this? Why am I doing that? And it's very much an energy of like that realization, that moment, that clarity is coming in for you. And then we have the 6 of Daggers being clarified by the Chancellor of Daggers, which is the Queen of Swords. And so it's saying like it's time to get real honest. It's time to get real truthful. Think about the logic behind something, logically, mentally. Like you need to use your brain here and see that you clearly need to move on. Like I feel like, yes, you're intuitively tapping into this dreamy energy of like not restricting yourself and coming back into clarity of what you actually want, but you're taking that energy and applying it to the current situation and looking at it logically and like, is this what I want? Does this make sense? Is this going to get me to where I want to be? No. So I need to move on from it. I need to leave it behind. But it's also something about speaking your truth. Like it might be something you have to actually communicate and say like, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to go somewhere else, like leave this behind. I'm ready to move past this. But because you're taking those 6 of Swords, I don't know why, I feel that those 6 of Swords are heavily the emotion of like remorse, a little bit of regret, but it's almost like you feel bad for moving on. Like, you actually feel bad for moving on. It's a situation where that's why you have to be more logical than heartfelt, because you actually feel kind of bad about leaving it behind. It might be a little hard to actually move on because you don't want to maybe hurt someone. You don't want to like feel like you abandon a project. Whatever this is for you, it's like you're feeling kind of bad about moving on. But that's why it's like you have to look at this logically, look at this clearly. Like, does it make sense for you to stay? Is it the best thing for you to stay? And it's not. So you need to communicate that truth, and you need to just move on. And then for Creator, that Empress energy, we have 7 of Cups. And so it's like when you finally move on, that's when you really start to see a lot of your options opening up. You start to realize, because you now have this, I'm limitless kind of energy. I can dream, and I can do what I dream, and I can go get my dreams. Like, I don't have to settle for anything, because I'm capable of being in an energy where my dreams come true. And because you have that energy with logically, clearly, I'm going to look at situations and decide if they're for me or not. And I'm going to make that judgment call and move forward. It's like that brings in a lot of options for you. A lot of options that I feel that you've never even expected. You never saw them. You never believed you would have. But it's like, oh no, like the real options that you're looking at that you really want that can move you forward, that's when those come in. Obviously be cautious about, picking them, look them over logically and truthfully, but that's when they come in. Virgo, what is your advice during the full moon? What is Virgo's advice during the full moon? We have the Knight of Crystals, Ace of Daggers, and the Tower. Ooh, I just want to do a clarify card on that Tower. Show me the Tower. The Fool. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is pretty much saying like, and it's odd because they put the Tower after, not before. And so it perplexed me a little bit. But I'm getting it. Like, I get why, and it's a piece of the advice here. Virgo, you need to look at the things that you're investing your time, your energy, look at everything that takes any of your attention, any of your emotion, anything that is coming from you. Look at what you're putting it into, whether it's 3 things, whether it's 10 things, whether it's 20 things. Seriously sit down and, just like a budget, map out, instead of bills, the things that you put any energy into, and then write out what kind of energy you put into it. Is it mental energy, physical, emotional, spiritual energy? And then I want you to really get like a good baseline of where your energy is at for each of those items. And are you putting more out than what you actually have? Okay? And what I want you to do from that is make a decision, a firm decision, a logical decision. What can I cut out? What is not serving me to have my dreams come true? What am I investing myself into? What am I spending my energy on that is not moving me forward, but maybe I do it for them? Maybe I do it because it feels good. Maybe I do it because there's an obligation. Maybe I do it because I've always done it. Look at these things, okay? And start checking off until you can get back down to, a range that you're putting out the same that you have. Ideally, you're putting out less than you have because you need to keep some for yourself. But start going through it just like you would a budget. I get $100 a day, and my bills come up to $110. I need to reduce the costs by $10. And if I want to have a little extra left over for just in case emergency miscellaneous, I really need to take it down, maybe $18. That way I have at least $8 left over for anything that comes up. It's look at your energy in the same exact way, okay? And once you do that, you need to start cutting off the things that need to be cut off in order to get your bank where it needs to be. So it's not, overdrafting your energy. That is what's going to create the new beginning for you, because what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing and what your advice here is that you're investing too much energy into too many things that are either too slow moving, it's not going anywhere, it's not doing anything, you're not getting anything out of it. And I'm not trying to say you have to have that kind of mindset, but it's like you're creating your own stagnancy by putting your energy into these areas that you don't even maybe want to put them into. And once you start cutting those things off and freeing up energy, that's when it's like, oh, I finally have energy to do the things I love and to invest more into the things I love. And that's what creates your new beginning. It's causing tower moments. It's causing a lot of sudden rapid changes and decisions, and, things will be moved and changed, but it's for the betterment. It's for your future. It's for you to have a new beginning where you have an abundance energy, not a lacking, not a depleted, okay? That's your advice, Virgo, for the full moon in Leo. If this resonated, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe for future videos. Otherwise, have a good full moon reading. I'll see you guys later in your collective monthly readings. Okay, thank you, Virgo. All right, moving into Libra, right at 110, okay? Libra, this is going to be your full moon reading in Libra. Oh, that's not 110. It's on seconds here. Sorry, 101. Sorry, guys. 101. Libra, this is your full moon reading in Leo. We're going to see what comes out for you, what emotions are going to be bubbling up for you, as well as advice on how to deal with them. The intention here that I set is what needs to be released. So we will see in the advice, as well as what pops up, what needs to be released if this resonates for you. What do we have for Libra for the full moon in Leo? What do we have for Libra for the full moon in Leo? We have 7 of Wands, 6 of Daggers, and 7 of Cups. Oh, interestingly enough, because Virgo, maybe some of you are cuspers, Virgo's middle card was 6 of Daggers, and their third card was clarified by the 7 of Cups. Interesting. Little overlap there, maybe. Okay. So looking at your energy, Libra, for the full moon, with that 7 of Wands, it's almost like this is conflicting energy. Okay, it's conflicting because it's like with the 7 of Wands, the energy that I get from that is very much like I'm fighting to stay. I'm fighting to hold my position. I don't want to leave. I'm not giving this up. I'm not moving on. This is my position. This is my stance, and I'm not leaving it. But then the very next card is the 6 of Daggers, which is like, okay, but mentally I'm checked out. Physically, I'm fighting. I want to stay here. I want to be here. But mentally, a little emotionally, no, mentally, I'm leaving, I'm moving on. I've already started thinking about the next adventure, the next relationship, the next project, the next business, the next job. I've already mentally left, even though I'm physically staying to presently show that I am here. This is mine. This is my position. This is, I'm not leaving. I'm here. But mentally you're checked out, and emotionally you're looking at all your options and seriously considering which ones do I want to invest in, which ones make the most sense, where would I be the most happiest, where would I be the most fulfilled, what cup do I actually want to drink from. So it's very conflicting because mentally and emotionally you're checked out, you've already left, you're actively looking for something new. But physically it's you're showing up as no, I'm not leaving, I'm not going anywhere, I'm going to be right here. So what the energy that comes up during the full moon might be the realization that mentally and emotionally you are not somewhere that you're forcing yourself to be, that you're fighting for a position to stay at, okay? You might already have checked out and not maybe come to full terms with that, and suddenly during the full moon it's you're realizing no, I actually do want to leave. And you know, emotionally, I've already, like, I just keep thinking about everything else, other options, other ideas, like everything else that would make me happier. It's like very conflicting energy here. So let's dive in and figure it out. Why is the Seven of Wands here for Libra? Why is the Six of Daggers here for Libra? And why is the Seven of Cups here for Libra? Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay, Libra. Wherever you're at, like it's definitely weighing on you. We have the Ten of Wands, the Moon, the Six of Cups. But it's like wherever you're at, wherever you're fighting to be, and I keep wanting to say, like, you're fighting for a position, whether it's like a work position or like to be with someone or to, like, you know, a competition that you're like, you know, I'm always going to be first place, or I'm holding down this position here, this title. It's like you're really fighting against other people, like really having to put effort into holding down your position here, like, and you're like, I'm not moving, I'm not going anywhere, and people might be trying to persuade you, you know, people are trying to take it from you, a lot of different scenarios here, but it's just like, but you're holding very stable and still like, no, I'm not leaving, this is mine, I'm not leaving, I refuse to go. But that is actually making your life really difficult. It feels overwhelming. You feel drained. You feel overburdened. You feel like no one's on your side, like you're doing this alone. You're feeling really weighed down by having to fight for this. And I feel like it's not like every once in a while. It's like all the time you're having to fight to hold down something here. And that could even be like with a partner, like being the only one fighting to actively save the relationship or to move it to the next level. Like it's an energy of just always fighting to hold your ground, hold your position, to not budge. It's difficult, and it's like affecting you. And then for the Six of Daggers, it's like, that's clarified by the Moon. It's like mentally, yes, you have moved on from this situation already. Where have you gone? You don't know. You don't know, but you're like, mentally, I'm not here. So even though physically I might be checked in, I might be showing up, I might be arriving, I might be present, but when you're there, mentally you're thinking about work, you're thinking about family, you're thinking about, you know, the sky and why is it blue, the book that I read when I was in 4th grade, and like you're thinking about all these random things, but you're not mentally present. And it's like partly because I'm hearing something. I heard for some of you it's because you have secrets that you would rather leave than to say what these secrets are, because if it's like, if you, for some of you, you know, this other person or situation is holding on to secrets, and that's part of the reason you have to fight so hard to be where you're at, because they're not revealing secrets, they're not revealing something to you, okay? And then for others of you, you have your own secrets, and because you have your own secrets, it's like, if I were to say them, I would lose my position. I would lose holding ground. You know, if I were to reveal my secrets, I would lose the ability to hold my ground wherever you're at, okay? It's like you're holding on to some secrets, or they're holding on to secrets, and that is directly why, it's directly related to the reason you're having to hold the ground down or something like that. But mentally, it's like, I'm not here, I'm off in somewhere else, like, but I'm not here, okay? And with the Seven of Cups here being clarified by Six of Cups, emotionally, like, yeah, you're emotionally vetting other things, gauging, like, would this make me happy? Like, what is this, where my dream is this what would make me like really fulfilled? You know, is this what I've always wanted? It's like because that Six of Cups is like a dreamy kind of energy, and it might even be like, you know, past relationships that are coming into your mind. You're like, I was so much happier there. I remember why that didn't work out. Oh man, that was awesome. That was my fault. That was their fault. Like, you're going through and kind of reassessing every relationship you've been in, or a relationship doesn't have to be romantic, but you're looking at like, what was in that cup. You know, did I miss the cup that I was actually meant to grab that would have been really fulfilling? Did I miss that cup? Do I need to go back and grab that cup? Because this is not where, right here, right now, like, I'm not feeling that good, you know? It's looking at your options, exploring your options based off of your past, as well as your dreams that you've always, like, wanted to fulfill, okay? What is Libra's advice for the full moon in Leo? What is Libra's advice for the full moon in Leo? Four of Crystals, Chancellor of Wands, Ten of Crystals. Someone had very, very similar cards. I can't remember. I want to say it was Leo. Someone had very similar cards to this, okay? So Four of Crystals, Chancellor of Wands, Ten of Crystals. The Chancellor is going to be the same as the Queen of Wands. And so what it's saying is, like, you need to get real solid about what you feel is going to make you stable, secure, and happy. Because what this could be, and this is the energy it's giving me, is that Libra, you focus less on the foundation of something. You focus less on how stable it is and how much potential it has based off of the stability that it is right now. Looking at, like, if it's two people, how those people came together. Was it because, you know, you both were being unfaithful and you happened to come together, you connected, and then you guys ended up being together and left your other people? It's like, well, that's not a very sturdy, you know, start or foundation. So realistically, should you invest in something that does not have a solid foundation, or do you find a way to make it solid before you invest in it, or do you do it at all? It's a situation like that where it's like, Libra, you might overlook the stability of a situation and look more at, like, you know, how passionate does this make me feel? How, you know, much fun do I have? How free do I feel? How, you know, funny and goofy and creative are we? Like, what are those things that do we go traveling? Do we go see all this cool, fun stuff? It's like you pay attention more to the experience that you have with this person, which is important. But you almost forget to look at how stable is it, because you can have good experiences with anyone. But that doesn't mean you should invest into a future with them. And I feel that's part of what happened is, like, and this is the realization that's kind of coming up, the emotions that's coming up during the full moon, and your advice is, like, you need to really look at the foundation. Is the foundation worth saving? And if it is, that's where you need to fight and repair, is the foundation, not necessarily fighting for the position of, like, oh yeah, let's go travel, let's go do this, let's have fun here. And it's like you're forcing that energy to be here, and it's like you need to be paying more attention to the foundation, the stability part, because mentally you're gone, emotionally you're gone. That's a big red flag there. So pay more attention to the foundation of something, and then use your energy to invest in that. Use your confidence, your charm, your motivation. Like, that's where you invest all of those amazing qualities that you have, is to strengthening the foundation. Do we communicate clearly? Do we understand our love languages? If it's business, is the contract firm and clear? Am I feeling like I get paid enough? And, are they feeling like my work is productive enough? It's getting very clear on those foundational things first, and then building on that. And that's what's going to create that 10 of crystals, that 10 of pentacle energy for you, where it's like, okay, now we're flourishing, now we're abundant. But I feel like it's like, focus less on the experience, the emotion, the mind. Focus more on how stable it is. What does that foundation look like? Is it being set up properly to get to the 10 of Pentacles? And if it's not, then that's where you need to focus your energy at. Excuse me. Libra, that is all the messages for the full moon in Leo that I had for you. If it did resonate, please like and subscribe for more videos. Otherwise, I'll see you in your monthly readings. Not all of them have bonuses. But thanks for watching Cosmic Cassie. Libra, I appreciate you. Next, we're going to move into Scorpio right at 1. I'll put down 1. Oh, I hate putting it down in the middle. So we'll do 1:15 because by the time they get here, you know, I'll be shuffling and talking. We'll do 1:14. Sorry. Nope, we're doing 1:15. I'm being indecisive. Okay. So we're just going to shuffle. Wouldn't hurt to... Ooh, I am sweating, guys. I had a jacket on before this and I took it off and it was like... did nothing. Going through this much energy this fast, yeah, it'll make you hot. And my house is like freezing cold right now too. Not cold enough. Okay, cleared some energy out. Scorpio, we are on to you next at 1:15. And Scorpio, what we are doing is diving into the energies that are coming up during your full moon in Leo read. These energies are going to just show us, you know, what needs to be released. I'm going to pull some quick advice cards for you guys as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know for the full moon in Leo? What does Scorpio need to know about the full moon in Leo? We have 6 of Daggers. Whew, there's a lot of people pulling that card, man. It's like all about having the confidence to move forward in a new direction, to leave something behind, to move on. A lot of cards have been pulling that, okay? Or signs have been pulling that. So you guys have the 6 of Daggers, the Warden of Crystals, which is the King of Pentacles, and the 3 of Crystals, which is the 3 of Pentacles. Scorpios, I feel like there is something that it's time to move on from it. But the odd thing is, I feel like you've already moved on. The energy I'm feeling is like this already happened. You've already moved on, or you're actively moving on, like you've already left something behind. And then they're giving me like I'm getting a channeled message and like a visual of you floating around. Like, yeah, you've moved on, but then it's like you didn't know where to go next, and so you just floated. That was weird. I had like a burst of energy in my heart chakra here. That was really odd, and it almost like it bubbled up like to my throat, but it was like intense. Okay, don't know, maybe you were trying to figure out where you're gonna go, okay? But the imagery I got here and the energy I get is, yeah, you moved on, but then you just kind of like floated around in the middle of the ocean for some time because you didn't know where to go. You didn't have a plan. You didn't feel pulled in any direction. You were just kind of chilling in the middle of nowhere, just floating in your boat, you know, assessing the situation and kind of doing nothing about it. Well, I moved on, you know, I moved forward, and that's what needed to happen. So now I'm just kind of floating around here, okay? And then it's like, but during the full moon, there's an energy of like inspiration to not inspiration, I don't know why I said interaction, but there's an energy of it's time to get moving, like tick 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 tick. It's time to get moving. It's time to move. It's time to act. It's time to do something. Which oddly, I thought this was the Wands energy, like King of Wands, and I was like, no, it's not Wands. It's King of Pentacles, you know. And the King of Pentacles is not looking as like a fiery energy, but it's just weird that I mistook it for that initially when it came out, and I'm feeling fire energy coming from you where it's like, okay, time to take action, it's time to move. But I feel like what it is you feel like suddenly I need to like take immediate action to get real stable, real solid, you know, real financially sound, to invest in my future, to really build myself, to create something. It's like there's an instant need in action that like I need to do this, whether it's like find a new job, find a job, start saving money, start investing in something, start building something, creating, just becoming very solid, mature, stable. It's like suddenly you go from floating to like, I gotta get to this energy. I gotta get to this King of Pentacle energy. And then the Three of Crystals is all about building. It's about creating. It's about like actively moving forward and collaborating and building something new. Really investing that energy and that time to really like take something and it's an idea, but you're building this idea up to become something good, something new. Okay. So it's very interesting how this happens. It's like an immediate, just got to get to this energy here. So let's look at that. Let's clarify here. Clarify Six of Daggers for Scorpio. Clarify Warden of Crystals for Scorpio. Clarify Three of Crystals for Scorpio. All right. So I initially looking at these cards, I'm like, this makes no sense. And I was going to say this might be a harder one for me to read, but then they immediately told me like, nope, once you start, it'll make a lot of sense and it won't be hard. Okay, so looking at the Six of Daggers, it is clarified by the Six of Crystals. And that is Six of Pentacles, which usually talks about like equally giving and receiving. It can also talk about family energy. And you do have 6 here. Interesting. I feel like that's why you kind of wandered. It's not that you came away from that. That's why you were wandering, Scorpio, is because it's like you didn't know where to necessarily put your energy because you knew enough that I want to get equal give and take. I want something to be balanced. I want it to be back and forth, equal. And so it's like you were wandering around after you moved away from something. You were wandering because it was like, I don't know what I want to invest in or where I should invest to know that I'm going to get equal investment back. And I don't know if this is specifically talking about a relationship, a job, a person, but it's almost like that time that you spent wandering was time that you spent kind of thinking like, what's the best place for me to go where I know that if I put in something, I will get something back. I know there will be an even exchange and it's somewhere that I actually want to be. It's somewhere that I actually want to invest. But it's got to be like, I got to know that I'm going to get the same investment back. So maybe you had a situation where you invested a lot because you wanted to, but you just didn't get anything back. And it's like now you're being very cognizant about, okay, it's got to be somewhere that I want to invest, but I also need to get a return investment from it. Like it needs to be very balanced. It needs to be equal. There has to be giving and taking, but I have to want to be there. They keep emphasizing that. I have to want to be there. I need to want to be there though. So it's like that's why you spent that time wandering around, is really trying to figure out, where do I go to invest? I kind of want to just see, like, invest in what? Like, what are you looking to invest in? Like, what do you want an equal exchange in? Something you really want. Something you're very, like, you really want it. It's something you're passionate about. So it could be business for some of you. It could be a relationship. The devil's not always bad, but it's definitely, like, something that it's correlated with like obsession energy, but I don't feel obsession here. It's just like I'm very passionate about having this. Like I want this. Like I know for a fact, and I'm going to search for it. I'm going to look for it because I want it. It's like something, it's definitely something you want, okay? Big energy of wanting it, okay? And then when we look at the King of Crystals and then the Five of Cups, it's giving me an energy of like, there might have been a situation in the past that's the spark that takes you from wandering around to I gotta get stable, serious, mature, you know, I gotta get into this King of Pentacle energy real quick, because it's almost like, how do I describe this? It's almost like you had a sudden, like you remembered something suddenly out of nowhere. You just remembered it, and it was like, whoa, that's exactly where I want to be. That's exactly what I want to invest in, and that's exactly what I'm going to get a return investment on. Like, I know this, but it's something in the past. It's something that, like, it got passed up at some point, and now you're seeing that it could have been 2 of Cups here, because you have the 3 of Cups floating. So it's like this has already been done, gone, and left, but you're suddenly remembering it, and it's like, this is what I gotta be to get this back. And I feel like it is like a get back situation. Like, I gotta get this back. I gotta get that back. So I need to be in this energy. I gotta do these things. I gotta get here to get that energy. This is interesting. For some of you, I also got like financial depletion from that person in the past. Like, they financially depleted you, and so you're realizing, like, that's where I need to focus. That's where I need to put my energy, is to get, you know, built back up before I do anything. And then we have the 3 of Crystals being clarified by the 10 of Wands, and it's like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's very overwhelming. It's a lot of work, a lot of dedication. It's a lot of energy that you're putting into trying to build yourself back up, trying to build something here. It is that King of Pentacle energy, but it's also like an energy of something else here that comes up. And it's like, but it's like you're willing to put the time, you're willing to put the effort, you're willing to put the work. Like, the 10 of Wands isn't showing up because you just feel like it's overwhelming. It's like, I'm willing to be overwhelmed. I'm willing to be, you know, burdened. I'm willing to take on these problems. I'm willing to go through this experience because I want to build something here. There's something here that you want to build, and you know it's hard work, but you're like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do the hard work. What is Scorpio's? Sorry, I would love to dive into those deeper, but I can only take, you know, so much with the time that I have here. What is Scorpio's advice during full moon in Leo? What is Scorpio's advice during the full moon in Leo? Hangman, 2 of Crystals, oops, 3 of Cups. Okay. It's saying, I feel like this is sloppy. It's like all over. The advice that you have, Scorpio, for this full moon, if these energies emerge for you, and maybe that's a part of the energy that you're feeling too, is a lot of like confusion, maybe, like not even confusion, but just like you're clear about something, but you're like very unsure about it. Like, it doesn't seem like it's gonna add up. You don't see how it's gonna come together, because that's how I feel about this reading. I don't know how this is coming together, but I can just give you what I have. And with this it's like, give it some time and look at it differently. Like once you start to give it time and actually like invest and do these things, like just keep doing it, it's like you will see a new way to move forward without like the uncertainty. It feels like it feels like someone's stumbling through a situation. Like they're trying to figure out, how do I do something? Like riding a bike with no training wheels on the first time. That's the energy that this whole thing feels like. Is like, I'm stumbling through and I'm trying to figure out what to do, and I'm trying to figure out what's the right thing to do, and I don't really know, and I'm kind of just stumbling through and doing things to figure out like, how do I get this done? And I feel like I'm on a time limit and I don't know what I'm doing. And it's like, slow down, just slow down and take the time to look at this and try to get a new perspective on it. Try to learn something different. Try to observe and just watch and listen rather than being in this action energy. It's like, just slow down and look at it, and you'll see something that you did not see, and that's going to help you figure out the right way to do this without it being like stumbly and wobbly and like not certain, you know. And it's like, that's going to help you find balance. And the more balanced you are, the more clearly you see the situation, the more likely you are to get to that end goal. And you're actually going to be celebrating. Like, you're going to feel good. There's something worth celebrating. You're going to feel good that you put the time in. It's like, it's going to pay off for you. It's going to pay off. There's going to be happiness. But it's like, slow down, because you're stumbling over your feet right now. And you just got to slow down. Just halt, pause, relax, and see the situation in a different way. And the only way you can do that is by slowing it down and just take a step back and look at it. Just look at it, okay? Like, choose to observe for a minute here, and you're going to see something that's going to help you just smooth this out beautifully, okay? Scorpio, that is the messages that I have for you for the full moon in Leo. On the 5th, if this resonated for you, which, you know, if it did, we got to talk, okay? But if this resonated for you, like and subscribe if you want more videos. Sorry that was so wonky there, but that's the energy I was getting. But I hope it helped you somehow. So thank you for being here, Scorpio. We're going to move into Sagittarius. We are right at 1:30 on the timer, okay? Sagittarius, let's see what energies come out for you. What energies do we have for Sagittarius? For the full moon, we're going to look at emotions that are going to be bubbling up around the full moon and what needs to be released. Okay, what do we have for Sagittarius on the full moon in Leo? What do we have for Sagittarius on the full moon in Leo? Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly the energy that I immediately got. And keep in mind, I say it in this perspective, but it could be someone looking in. Someone, like, not you, but someone else. But I'm going to be speaking like it's you. But I'm going to, very straightforward, it could be someone else looking at your reading, like cross-watch your reading a little bit here. There is immediately what I have: 4 of Cups, 5 of Daggers, Warden of Cups. It is like someone, the immediate energy, someone is jealously, enviously looking at you. Sorry, I did say I was going to talk about it like you, but I do feel like it could be an outside energy here. I don't know why I'm getting that. I usually never get that, but I feel like it could be a cross-watch reading right now. But it's like an outside energy. Someone is jealously looking at you, like they are looking at you, and they are very envious. They are not happy with the things that you have, the things that the relationships you have, the money you have, the opportunities you have. Like, someone is very jealous, very, very jealous when they look at you, Sagittarius, when they look at your situation, your life. I just get a lot of envy here. And it's like they are scheming and plotting on how can I possibly, like, ruin it for them? How can I take things from them? How can I, take away their happiness or steal it for myself more so? So if it's like you have a job that they always wanted, they're trying to figure out, how do I steal this job? How do I take this position from Sagittarius? Or how do I make them look like shit and make me look like I know it all? Like, this could be rumors and gossiping. It could be definitely a lot of conflict that this person's creating around you, because they're trying to figure out, how do I essentially steal Sagittarius's life here? That is like their true intention. They may not ever say that or say it out like that, but the true intention of this person is, I want to steal what you have. I want to take what you have, because they're very jealous of it. And that's the only way they're going to, like, think that they are going to get, like, emotional satisfaction. Like, there would be nothing that would make them happier than to take your life and take what you have and take the things around you and, like, just embody you in a sense. And it's like, this is what's going to make them very happy, very satisfied. This is how they're going to feel much better about themselves in their life. Like, I don't know why, but it's like a very intent, and I'm seeing the devil, I'm hearing obsession, but it's like they're very intent on believing the only way I can be happy is if I have Sagittarius's life, if I have what Sagittarius has. It's very, like, energy, but it's powerful. It's definitely very much present, because the second I laid down that 4 of Cups card, I felt that energy immediately. So during the full moon, Sagittarius, you might become kind of aware that, like, someone's in your energy like this. And I think that's why I'm getting a cross-watch reading, because they could be even getting like tarot readings done on you, like watching tarot readings on you to try to figure out like how can they take what you have, and like what more do you have, and what do you have coming in, so they can try to, you know, cut it off, like things like that. And so it's like they could even be checking on your tarot readings that are like, you know, collective or whatever. Very sneaky energy here, very sneaky, very, very manipulative. Again, I'm hearing that word obsessed, but very envious energy here. What do we have? The Four of Cups. Clarify Four of Cups for Sagittarius. We have the Chancellor of Wands, which is the same as the Queen of Wands. Clarify the Five of Daggers. Chancellor of Daggers. Interesting. Queen of Daggers, Queen of Swords. Okay. Clarify the Warden of Cups. And honestly, for some of you, I feel like this last card might even be you just being very emotionally fulfilled and happy and good while this is happening. Like, you're just looking like, I'm chill, I'm relaxed, everything is good, life is good, I'm happy, I feel happy. Like, you're in a very, like, I don't care energy, okay? You're just enjoying life. Clarify that Warden of Cups for Sagittarius. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so it's just kind of reconfirming exactly the energy I picked up on, but I'll go through it with you guys. So the Four of Cups is being clarified by the Queen of Wands, and so it's like you're showing up as the Queen of Wands, and you're being that person that they're very envious of, that they're very jealous of, that they want to be just like this person. I don't get like, oh, it's another fire sign. No, I get like, you're the person they're jealous of. Like, you're the person they're very envious of. And what I'm hearing is that you could have, this person could have offered you something in the past. It could be someone who offered a relationship, whether it's same sex or not, doesn't matter. They could have offered you, you know, let's go on a date. Do you want to, you know, come over to my house? Let's be friends. Like, this person initially admired you, but then it's like, because they felt rejected by you, the admiration turned into jealousy because they couldn't get close to you. They couldn't form a relationship with you in some way, whether it's platonic or not. But it's like this person at some point offered to be friends, to be close, to get to know each other. They were like extending a branch, you know. And for whatever reason, I don't feel like outrightly you just rejected them, but they took it as rejection. But it's like, for whatever reason, you just never, you know, moved towards this person. You never opened the door for them to fully come in. It's like, no, I have something to do this weekend, or like, I already have plans, or, oh yeah, I'll be by. And then you like get caught up in your shit and you never come by. It's like something like that. And this person took it very offensively. And so now like the admiration turned into pure just like jealousy here. And then with the Five of Daggers being clarified by the Queen of Daggers, this person is, sorry guys, it's like this person is trying to be very strategic, very, like I said, manipulative. They're really like trying to play chess on how to almost get back at you for rejecting them by taking your life. Very sneaky kind of energy here, but it's like they're just like secretly walking around your life, and like what I'm getting is like picking up little, they're not actually doing this, okay? I hope they're not, but just an analogy here. It's like they're walking behind you very sneakily and like picking up all the little breadcrumbs that drop off your napkin while you're walking and eating. Like it's like that kind of thing, where it's like anything that they can grab of yours and take away from you, and whether it's a person, whether it's an ex-friend, you know, a project, an idea, you know, copy social media posts. It's like whatever they can take, they will take it from you. But they try to do it in a very sneaky way so that you don't notice and that no one else notices. But it's like this person's very like stalkerish in a way, because they're trying to be so strategic and sneaky about just taking anything they can from you. Like, this is a weird energy, like weird kind of person, okay? And then with the Warden of Cups, ending it with that Queen of Cup energy. It's being clarified by the Magician. And so I feel like you are like just sitting in this beautiful energy of like I said, just, I'm chill, I'm relaxed, I'm happy, I don't care. But while you're in this energy, you're like manifesting and creating and building and like just attracting all these amazing things that you want. And it's like it's pissing this person off even more in a way, because it's like as soon as they think that they've like gotten to your level of life, you just go another step ahead, and they're like, fuck, like now I gotta keep going, like now I gotta keep collecting things and copying and duplicating. But it's like I get heavy, like this person watches everything you do and they just kind of take it for themselves. Like they steal your ideas, your content, anything you publish, anything you create. Like this person's trying to like just like be a rip-off Sagittarius almost. It's weird. What is Sagittarius's advice for the full moon in Leo? What is Sagittarius's advice for the full moon in Leo? It's weird. It's saying like, Sagittarius, keep on moving forward with your dreams. They're all coming true. You're on a roll right now. Like you are in this Queen of Cup energy and you are manifesting like the Magician, okay? You're on a roll. Do not let this stop you. Keep moving forward. Even once you recognize who this person is, don't give them no attention. Don't give them like no energy. Just keep doing what you're doing, because you're moving very quickly towards like everything that you've always wanted to have and create and be. But it is letting you know an air of like, make sure you stand your ground. Make sure that if you see that this person took something of yours, make sure you're publicizing and letting everyone know like, yeah, that was mine. Like do not be afraid. Like I'm not saying give this person energy and start gossiping and like focus on them. Like don't do that. But absolutely stand your ground as far as like, yep, that was mine, and they recopied it. You know, in situations that matter, in those instances where it needs to be said, okay? But don't give this person no energy, no sweat, no attention. Don't draw nothing for them, okay? Let them be sneaky little, like I'm getting Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Let them be that, okay? Don't draw attention to them, because they're just gonna lap it up, all right? But it is saying like just keep moving forward. Like you are literally creating your dreams. Like you are moving towards your dreams. Just make sure you stand your ground. Maybe protect some of your energy and your content and stuff like that, now that you're more aware that this person might be sneaking around trying to take things. Even if you can't identify who this is for you, Sagittarius, I think in the full moon energy, like that's the emotion that's coming to terms with you, is like accepting that there is someone in your energy that's doing this. Even if you don't know who they are, it's like, yeah, this person is copying me, they're duplicating me. And I think it's going to help you shift away from them, even if you can't identify who it is, because you're just, now that you're more consciously aware, your energy will start to like not vibe so good with this person. So it's like it's time to shift away, you know, a little bit, okay? Sagittarius, that's all that I have for you for the full moon reading in Leo. If this resonated for you, please like and subscribe. That would be awesome and greatly appreciated. Otherwise, I will see you guys in your monthly collective readings. So thanks, Sagittarius. Right at 143, I will put it. Oh, my first odd number here. Right at 143, I'm going to put down Capricorn. We're going to do a quick shuffle here. Get the card's energy where it needs to be before we move into Cappy. I feel like the signs at the end are getting a little bit longer of a read. Capricorn, this is going to be your full moon reading in Leo. We're going to touch on the energies that are coming up for you, as well as what needs to be released, and like some advice cards here. It'll be really quick snapshot, so I'm not going to go diving into anything. But let's go ahead and see, what does Capricorn need to know for the full moon in Leo? What does Capricorn need to know during the full moon in Leo? We have the Creator, which is the Empress, the Eight of Cups, and the Warden of Crystals, which is the King of Pentacles. Ooh. Okay, just like Sagittarius, guys, I'm going to be totally transparent. Again, it could be a cross-watch you're reading. I don't really know, but the energy that I'm getting is that this is not your energy. This is the energy around you, and it just means that it could be that you're focusing more on someone else, and that's why your energy is pulling that in versus you being in your own energy, if that makes sense. But again, it could also be a cross-watch read, so I could be talking about you or about them in that situation. Capricorn, I feel like at some point you were involved with someone who kind of had this like very beautiful, abundant, loving, natural energy about them. Very kind-hearted, warm, creative person. Okay, and they did a lot of things. I feel like at some point you were involved with this person. It could be a family member, it could be a coworker, a friend. Something happened and that relationship kind of fell apart. That relationship, that bond, that connection, whatever it was with this person, it left. It no longer exists. And it's like you're watching this person now build and create and like gain success and become very stable, very, very like grounded, things like that. And I don't quite understand why I'd be picking up on that energy for you guys. I don't feel like this is your energy though. I really don't. The closest place I feel your energy come in is this Eight of Cups for some reason. So very short storyline there. Let's jump into it though for you guys. Again, this could be you and how someone else is seeing you, right? You could show up as that Empress that no longer is involved with someone, and now they're seeing you as like this King of Pentacles where you're building and creating and manifesting, things like that. So let's get on with it. Show me, why is the Creator here? Why is the Creator here for Capricorn? Why is Eight of Cups here? Why is Warden of Crystals here? Wow. Okay. This is interesting. Sorry. I gotta remember like not to ponder on this and like just be amazed at the energy too long because I don't have a lot of time. Okay, Capricorn. So the Creator, the Empress, is being clarified by Wheel of Fortune. And so what it's letting me know is that this person naturally had a lot of luck, a lot of good things around them. But at the same time, it's letting me know that whatever relationship, whatever connection that you had with this person, it was like karmically written. And karmic doesn't have to be like a bad relationship. It just means there was a contract. There was an agreement that this would take place, that you guys would connect, that there would be a relationship and interaction in this lifetime for whatever reason, whether it's to learn something, to gain something, to lose something. But it's like, I do feel an energy of like this Empress energy. They are naturally lucky. Like they came into this lifetime with luck around them. But even heavier, it's like you guys were meant to connect. Okay, there was a contract here that needed to be followed out. And that's the reason why there was a connection in the first place. Okay, and then when we look at Eight of Cups being clarified by the World, someone definitely walked away to have a new beginning. There was something around like creating. It was time for the contract to end. Okay, this Wheel of Fortune, that contract, it's like it turned time. Whatever happened, and then it was like, okay, now it's time to leave. Now it's time to move forward. Now it's time to move on. And one of you left. One of you, closed it out, ended things, said your goodbyes, however it ended. It's like, but there was an energy of like, time to close that lid, time to tightly close that lid, because it's like the contract has been served. The karma has been dealt. It is over. It is time to move forward. It's time to move on. It's time to go towards better things, okay, is the energy I'm getting here. And then with the ending, with the Warden of Crystals, It's being clarified by the authoritarian, which is the Emperor energy here. And so it's interesting because this person shows up as the Empress, and they're ending with building and creating and coming into this different energy, and it has the Emperor. So they could be starting a business. They could be getting really successful in something like that. I don't necessarily feel, for some of you, it could be what's happening. You're either watching this person do one of two things. Again, energies, could be reversed. It could be someone looking in. When this contract, when this cycle closed, this person essentially met their counterpartner, their divine counterpartner, right? The Emperor, the King of Pentacles. They moved towards this person. They began to create with this person and build with this person. And it's like these two were meant to be together. So it's like this was a karmic relationship that needed to happen. There was something here that had to, occur. And once it ended, this Empress energy, this karmic cycle ended, this Empress energy came into contact with a true divine counterpartner that they're meant to be with, that they're meant to be matched with, okay? For the other half of you, it's not anything about love or relationships. It's literally this person is leveling up. They're taking on more of an influence. They're being seen more. They're being recognized. They're building. They're creating. They're not just attracting abundance. They're actually creating the abundance. And that's why it's very much heavily with King of Pentacles and Emperor energy. That is heavily a creator, a boss, a business owner, that kind of energy, a big level up financially with stability, things like that. It can also identify a family. So this person could have started a family and become this energy, or they had a family, something like that. But I'm getting strong, level up, owning, boss energy here, okay? And I don't know why. I think what's happening is when the full moon comes, our emotions are rising, things are bubbling to the surface, and it's really it's to get us to notice and realize something. And I think what it is for you is you're thinking about this person, and you're in your mind, I think you're just really focused on the fact that this person, after you and them disconnected, this person became or walked into this King of Pentacles Emperor energy here. And it's heavily on your mind. And I don't know why. It's not giving me any indication as your emotion around it. If you're upset, if you're sad, if you're happy. It's just saying this is something that's heavily on your mind here. When the full moon energies do come in, this is the emotion that you're feeling. This is the energy that you're feeling, okay? What is Capricorn's advice during this full moon in Leo? What is Capricorn's advice during this full moon in Leo? Okay. So we have Knight of Wands, Three of Daggers, Page of Crystals. So it's... I don't like the order that these are in. Capricorn, your advice here is that it's time to, let me clarify this first, okay? I just want to clarify the Knight of Wands because I don't like this order that it's in. Clarify that Knight of Wands. Yeah, okay. Okay. Capricorn, I feel if you are heartbroken about the situation, if this is something that caused you a lot of pain and grief when you guys disconnected, or when you saw this person come into or become this new energy here, if that is something that really hurt and saddened and you had to grieve and mourn and it really afflicted you, your advice here is it's time to stop running from that pain. It's time to stop running from the pain of the heartbreak, because with the Knight of Wands here, and that's why I didn't like the order, but with the Knight of Wands here, what it's letting me know is you are just dipping and diving and dodging and going all over the place, wherever the passion is, wherever the energy is, wherever the distraction is. and you're just going all over the place because you don't want to deal with like the pain of this situation. So you could be in and out of different relationships, you could be in and out of different jobs, you could be in and out of your family's lives, your friends' lives, passions, hobbies. Like you start something and the second it gets boring, the second that it doesn't engage all of your attention, you immediately go to the next thing, because if your attention is not engaged 24/7, essentially like it gives you downtime to have your mind wander back to the situation and feel that pain. So it's saying it's time to get really clear, to clearly see not only that you feel pain behind this, but to sit down with that pain and allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to mourn, allow yourself to feel that pain, work through it. You cannot keep avoiding it. You got to like sit in it and allow it to move through you. And once you allow it to move through you, that's when you can really start to live a new beginning, a new life. That's when you can really begin to move on and start creating something new. And I just heard that's when you'll start to have more abundance. You'll start to have more stability. You'll start to have like the things that you crave and want. Those things will come in once you just stop dodging the heartbreak and just sit with it and feel it through. And this moon energy, this full moon energy, it's really bringing this back to surface for you, because it's something that you need to handle, it's something you need to address. And I feel like it was very straightforward and clear about the energy, because I have an inkling here, and what I'm getting is almost every full moon, this energy is what's coming up for you. It's like this is a consistent energy that keeps coming up for you, but you keep dodging it and diving it and ignoring it, avoiding it. And so every full moon, it just keeps coming back to the point that it is like clear beyond clear that this is the energy. And it's like your advice here, feel it and move through it, because the Three of Daggers, the Three of Swords, it's not just about being in pain and grief. It's about healing, starting the healing process of looking at that pain and grief. It's looking at your heart, seeing the daggers where they're at, so you can begin to pull them out. Excuse me, guys, I have hiccups. So it's like at some point you can't run and hide from this forever, and if you do, you're not going to get to a place where you can start to build that solid foundation that you actually want to have, that new life, that new beginning. Okay. It may hurt, but we got to face that pain at some point here. Capricorn, that is all I have for you for this full moon reading in Leo. If that did resonate for you, please make sure you like and subscribe to see more videos. Otherwise, I will see you guys on like the next full moon or like another monthly reading for you guys. But thanks for watching. Again, like and subscribe if that resonated, okay? Next thing that we're going to move into here is Aquarius, and we're right at 156. For Aquarius, we are going to be talking about the, don't flip over on me like that. I'm going to get this whole deck all messed up. We're going to be talking about the energies that are going to be coming up during the full moon on the 5th. That is in Leo. And we're going to look at what needs to be released and what the advice is. My intention that I put into this is what needs to be released. So let's go ahead and dive in and see here. What does Aquarius need to know for the full moon in Leo? What does Aquarius need to know for the full moon in Leo? Okay, we have rooted. All right, I guess we have all three right here. Ooh, okay. Rooted is the same as the Hierophant. And then we have 10 of Daggers, which is 10 of Swords, and 8 of Crystals, which is 8 of Pentacles. Aquarius, right away, looking at this energy here, what I'm seeing is that I'll go away and not say, not what I'm seeing, what I am feeling, what I am totally energetically picking up on when I look at these three cards here is that you did go through some kind of ending where you really wanted to, and it doesn't have to be a relationship, because it's not like, I don't feel an energy of like you wanted to marry this person or you wanted to be with this person. I feel like there was something that you really wanted to commit your energy into, that you wanted to invest yourself into, that was meant to help you grow. It was meant to nurture you in a way and to help you build and get to the next level. Like you really were ready to commit to something here that had like this, really bright future for you and anyone else involved in it. And it's like it just made sense and it felt right, but for whatever reason, like something happened that really pulled the rug from under you, and it was like, you can no longer commit to this thing. You can no longer invest in it. You can't be a part of it. You can't maybe gain knowledge from it. You can't level up from this opportunity here. There was something that you were like, yeah, I see it as an opportunity. It's gonna enhance me. It's gonna level me up. But then it got taken away suddenly, and now you're having to put a lot of hard work and effort into something that you weren't expecting you had to. You were supposed to get it from this situation, but now that you're not, you have to put this nitty gritty hard work in. Maybe you got pushed back some steps and now you got to work to rebuild yourself. But it's like you were expecting to get something or obtain, level up, pursue something that was going to get you, whatever this is. But now you got to work for that. It won't come as easily. It's not being given. It's not being helped. Something like that. It's interesting. Okay, interesting. Let's go ahead and clarify rooted. For some of you, what I just heard is it had something to do with a spiritual awakening, something spiritual. Maybe, and I hate to say this, but maybe it was you saw an opportunity to cut a corner and oh, I'm gonna practice under this person because they're such this guru, and they're this amazing person, and they're so spiritual, and they know all these tricks, and they're so wise, and I'm gonna practice under them, and I'm gonna get the same knowledge so I can be on their level. But then all of a sudden it's like this person's no, I'm not taking you as a student, or this person dies, or this person moves away to a faraway state, or they say I'm just, that you find out they're a fraud after you invested a ton of money into it, or something like that, where it's it was supposed to help you, but then it just disappeared. The opportunity got pulled. It's I'm getting a rug just pulled under your feet. So now you have to now you got to go through the books and read the stuff and learn it and take the long way to figure out how to get to that kind of spiritual level, because now you don't have that person there to teach you. Some as an example, but I did hear some of you, for that is directly what it is something related to spirituality. Okay, let's clarify. What is that rooted? What is the rooted? And what is the 10 of daggers? And what is the 8 of crystals? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So with the Warden of Crystals is what is clarifying rooted. So that is the King of Pentacles. And so again, this is something that was meant to build you. It was meant to be an investment. It was an opportunity that you saw, that you were ready to be committed to, dedicated to. You could have already invested into it. And I'm getting just a strong energy of everything was going to work out, and it was going to be perfect, and it was really going to elevate you. It was really going to help you in whatever way that this was, whether it's financial, educational, spiritual, emotional, whatever this was, you invested into it because you really saw a positive outcome if you did invest into it, and you were 100% I'm on board, I'm ready, I got my ducks in a row, let's do it, right? And then we have the 10 of daggers, which is clarified by the 6 of daggers. So there was a sudden end, and because it is the 10 and not the dead card, where death, sorry, I do feel that's where that rug being pulled came in. It's something suddenly changed where it ended this opportunity, but it was in a way that you were not expecting it, that you felt you took it personal, right? Whatever this was, you took it kind of personal, and you were seriously, this is not fair, this is not right, that's not okay. You took it personal somehow, and it did not feel good, right? Most of the things don't. But you did understand and realize you can't sit here and fester on it. You got to move forward. You got to leave it behind. You got to keep going. At some point, and I think that's kind of what's happening. This full moon energy is that real clear understanding. I can't sit here and just stay mad all the time. I gotta move on. I gotta find something else to do. I gotta get out of this energy of just feeling betrayed, and my whole life plan just went down the drain. It's I gotta move out of this energy of just being pissed off at this ending that just occurred here. And what that is helping you do is, by once you realize you need to move on, that's when you start putting the work in to really build up to something. And the Lovers, again, it doesn't have to be romantic. The Lovers is all about a choice of something that you have a lot of heart for, that you have a lot of love for, a lot of passion, interest in. But it's all about a choice. And so it's like even though you're moving on from this ending, from this opportunity being taken, it's like, I'm still going to invest in getting to that level. I'm still going to invest in the goal that I had, even if it means that I just now have to put in a lot of hard work, even if it means I got to do it by myself, even if it means I have to like train myself. I got to invest in resources to build it up to that. Like, you're not giving up on the goal here, on the outcome, but you're finding a new way to do it. But this new way to do it does mean that you got to put a lot more hard work into it. You got to put a lot more effort and energy into it to make it happen. What is Aquarius's advice for the full moon in Leo? What is Aquarius's? Oh, thank you. We have the Six of Crystals. Oh, I don't know why I took that. We're going to take it because I took it. Six of Crystals, Page of Daggers, Five of Wands. So there is going to be an imbalance. I think with you having to invest more work into accomplishing what you thought you were going to accomplish in a much easier kind of way, in a much smoother way. There is going to be a sense of it being very imbalanced. Like, the effort that I'm putting in is not, getting good results where it makes sense for me to keep putting the effort in, okay? But you are continuing to learn and gain new information and find new ways of doing things, and kind of to help you overcome those obstacles and challenges, okay? So it's pretty much saying, like, don't give up. Like, it's going to feel imbalanced in the beginning. It's going to feel like you're putting in more than you're getting out of it. That's okay. Just continue learning, continue trying to get new ideas, continue adjusting what you're doing to make it work for you. Slowly you'll start to see ways that you can work smarter versus harder, and that's going to help you overcome some of those challenges, some of those obstacles. A side message I am picking up here is that you might run into a lot of other people trying to do the same thing, trying to achieve the same goal as you here. And it's saying the more that you invest, the more that you learn, the more that you do this hard work, the more that you're going to outweigh the competition. The more, because yes, it would have been nice to have the easy path here of being taught something by like a master, right? But when you take something and you learn it and build it from the ground up, and you know every dedicated, word that you had to read in there, it puts you above the competition for people who don't have that hands-on experience, for people who didn't get, calluses on their hand doing the hard work, but just looked at a book all day studying and being told the physics of it, just as an example here. But it's like, because you're doing the nitty-gritty, because you're putting in so much effort without a lot of return, it's making you stand out from the competition, from anyone else doing this, okay? It's helping you actually develop this in a stronger, more powerful way, okay? Aquarius, that is all that I have for you for this full moon in Leo. If this resonated for you, please like and subscribe to my videos if you want to see more. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in your monthly readings for the collective. I already did February, so I'll see you again in March, hopefully. But thank you for being here, Aquarius. Bye. Last but not least, we have Pisces coming in at 2:07. All right. Pisces, you are the last one, okay? Let's go ahead and knock it out and make it phenomenal. Let's get some beautiful energy coming in here for you. I'm excited. It feels good. It feels positive. We want to end everything on a good note, okay? This is going to be your full moon reading in Leo. What energies are coming up for you, as well as the intention that I set is what needs to be released. And then we're going to pull some advice cards on how to move through that energy, okay? What do we have for Pisces for the full moon in Leo? What do we have for Pisces for the full moon in Leo? I've been pulling them. I don't want to take it because I've been plucking them, and that's working very well. What do we have for Pisces for the full moon in Leo here? We have the Page of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups, ooh la la, and the Seven of Wands. Okay, okay. Interesting. I'm getting a couple different things here. So the first storyline I'm getting, and I'll give it to you quick here, is that there is someone or something that you actively want to make a proposal to, an investment in, and it started off as just like a fun little, like maybe we're just kind of flirting here and there, you know, we're just messing around, having fun, and I'm really starting to, you know, dig this person, and I think they're digging me. Now I'm gonna, you know, now let's have a lunch date where it's just you and I, and let's, you know, make it at a fancy restaurant instead of, you know, a cafe. Let's start having sit-down dinners, and now we're talking on the phone, and you know, you developed it from the Page to the Knight. Now you're actively working towards that proposal, okay? But then it's like something happens. It could be that this person's already in a relationship, is one of the energies I picked up on here. But it's like something happens that kind of like stops you from moving any further. It's like something is blocking you, and it's like maybe this person randomly ghosts you, or they just randomly, I don't really get that energy though. I feel like something actively comes in between you and this person or opportunity, and stops you from pursuing it any further. Like I feel like there's a physical energy stepping in, and it's like, no, it does not go further. It will not go beyond here. The example that they're giving me in my head is like, you know, and some people still do it to this day, but it's like giving me that old-fashioned energy of like a guy dating, you know, a girl, and he has to get the dad's approval in order to take her on dates. And it's like, it's almost like, oh, he got approval, and he's dating her, he's courting her, but then it's an energy of like he finds something out about you. So then he says, no more dating. This does not go anywhere else. This does not continue. You guys are not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend. This goes no further. The courting is over. It's done. And they're like putting an end to it. It's like that kind of interference where it's like someone physically stepping in and stopping this from moving any further. Very interesting energy here. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. But so that's the main one I'm getting. There is a little bit of you, some of you, where it's kind of like you're actually more on the opposite end, where it's like you were moving forward with something or someone, and then suddenly you were like, oh fuck no, I don't want that, like I'm done. Like you've seen something, you realized something, and you actively stopped pursuing, and now you're like, stay away from me, like I'm good, like I don't want to date you, I don't want to move further, like I'm good, we're good, this is over, this is done. Like the courting has ended. So some of you, smaller few of you, it's like you're the one actively pushing this person away. For others, I feel a strong energy of someone else coming in and interfering and like not allowing it to move further. Okay, so that might be the energy that occurs during the full moon. Is it's more of you are starting to come to a conscious realization that this energy might be coming into play. Like you could have, you kind of got left standing here with the cup, and I feel like you're a little confused, like why did we stop talking, why did we stop going out, why did things stop happening? And it's like the full moon energy is coming in, and it's really revealing and letting you see clearly, like there is something else interfering. Or if you're the one putting an end, it's like, oh, I stopped responding because I don't want this, because this isn't right for me. I feel like it is a little bit of a revelation energy. Like the moon is revealing, the energy is revealing this to you. But I also feel like it's helping you understand that it's not this person. It's something else interfering somehow. Let's clarify. Show me the Page of Cups for Pisces. What is the Page of Cups for Pisces? Show me the Knight of Cups for Pisces. Show me the Seven of Wands for Pisces. Okay. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So Page of Cups, I definitely feel like whatever it was that you initially were pursuing, like at the very beginning when you started pursuing this, there was a lot of people that wanted to pursue it too. It wasn't just you. There was some competition for sure. Other people had eyes on the situation. It might have been a little challenging to actually like shoot your shot. Again, this could be a job, this could be a person. It doesn't just have to be like a romantic situation, but it's like you kind of had to fight your way to the top of the line. Or the situation I'm kind of getting here is like being aware that there's competition, but refusing to be insecure about it, and forcing yourself to have like the strength and the confidence to step forward and be like, hey, can I take you out, or can I get your number, can I apply to this position, hey, my name is. It's like getting that first step, that confidence to take that first step, even though you know that there might be more qualified people or more attractive people or people with more money. It's like you had to disregard the competition and just get the confidence to take that first step and initiate it, right? And it's like you moved forward because you were the one willing to do that. A lot of people won't shoot their shot at things because they're too insecure when they think like, oh, this person got turned down, so of course I would too. It's like, don't put yourself out of the game like that. And you did not, Pisces. Whatever this is, you did not. You actively like no, I'm going to stand out. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And you did it. And then we have the Knight of Cups being clarified by Judgment. So this is where it's like we're seeing the truth of an offer, of a proposal, of where this can go. We're wanting to move forward and pursue it and make the proposal because we're like, yes, like I'm choosing that this is the future I want. I'm choosing that this is what I would like to have. You're actively looking at it for what it is with very clear eyes, and you're still wanting to move forward and make the extension, the proposal, go for it. It's like, okay, we've gotten up to this point and it's definitely where I want to be. So I'm going to keep going. I'm not stopping yet, right? It's like a check-in with yourself, a mini check-in here. And I think that is where that full moon energy is going to start to come in, where it's like during this check-in period, you're all gung-ho, yes, let's keep moving forward. But I feel like the energy is like the other side of it is like, oh, it's slowing down. But you're like, but wait, I just did a check-in and I'm all gung-ho. Like, I'm ready to keep moving forward. Like, I did a check-in. I know this is what I want. But then it's like all of a sudden the other side slows down, and it's like that full moon energy is really making you address the emotions around this and realize like, holy shit, the other side is slowing down. Like, maybe they're not interested. Maybe they don't want to move forward. Like, you're acknowledging this, right? You're acknowledging that emotion of like, why am I the only one wanting to move forward and they're slowing down so much? Why is that happening? Okay. There's like a disconnect here. And then oddly enough, I will say that the storyline kind of changed after I clarified what that Seven of Wands is. I still feel that there is like a physical thing that's coming in and stopping it. Like, I don't know why. I feel a strong energy of like, on the other side, the reason this side slowed down and stopped moving forward with you as like actively and passionately and excitedly is, it's like because someone it was found out information, something, but someone external to this like stepped in and was like, don't continue, like don't keep moving forward. Are they right or wrong? I have no idea, but I just feel an energy of interference here where someone is stepping in and interfering with the progression. But the storyline changed a little bit because the Empress is what came out to clarify the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands can talk about fighting for something, not necessarily against it. And I feel like when this happens, it's like you see this person as the Empress and you are fighting for them. Like when you notice and realize that their side is slowing down, that things are not as passionate between them as they were with you. Like you did that check-in and it's like, hey, where are you going? Like where you're slowing down on me, like where are you going? It's like you're not just letting them walk away. You're like, I'm going to actively fight for you. Like I'm going to keep making proposals towards you. I'm going to keep inviting you out. I'm going to keep pursuing you. I'm going to keep courting you. Like I don't care. I'm going to keep going and trying until you tell me like this is not what you want and like you are done. And even then I might still, I might still pursue you a little bit. Like whatever Pisces this is a persistent kind of Pisces. And the fact that you stepped up your confidence enough to even move beyond the competition, it lets me know you got some strength in you. You know, you got some courage, and that courage is pushing you forward to keep pursuing this, even though the other person is slowing down. I feel like intuitively, though, you are picking up, it's not this person's choice or fault. It is something interfering. It is something else getting in the way that is slowing it down. But it's not this person, this Empress, it's not them choosing to not move forward. It's like something's getting in the way. And that's what's giving you the confidence to keep fighting for it, okay? I'm not supposed to, okay? We're at 219. When did we start it? We got a little time, okay, Pisces. I'm gonna dig into it for you just a little bit here. I want to see what is the interference, because I feel that so strong, but it's not coming out strong in the cards. But I feel that interference. What is the interference? What is the interference here? What is the interference? Weird. Okay. This is why I shouldn't do this, because it's not meant to be a long reading, and it just makes me want to dive into it even more and clarify even more. And that's going to make this way too far. I should not have done this. I should not have done this. Why did I do this? And it's so funny. We have the Page, we have the Knight, and now we have Warden, Chancellor, Star of Cups, okay? So the Warden is the King of Cups, the Chancellor is the Queen of Cups, and the Star, obviously, is the Star. So it's almost like yes, you are 100% right that this person is like, this is a really good match, Pisces. This is a really good match. You and this person definitely vibe very well. You get along very well. It is a good match. I feel that the interference is literally like, you might be, I'm just going to clarify it. Okay. Don't tell on me to the other signs. Okay. Shh. Okay. Let's clarify. I need to clarify this really quick. So what is the interference? What is the interference? What is the interference here? If this is where it's at, what is the interference? I'm not going to take it because I'm not taking the flipped out ones, but it was the Knight of Wands. It's like, Pisces, it's like you both know that you could have a lot of happiness together, a lot of healing, a lot of growth. You feel very connected to this person, and I think you're both looking at each other like, yes, this is the person I want to be with. I want to be together. I want to be with them. But the interference, the thing that's like kind of slowing it down for some reason, is like the ability to take action to move forward. Like the action piece is not there. It's like it's not happening. And it's weird because I see clearly you putting action in to continue pursuing it. But maybe it's like there's a lack of planning for the future. There's something that isn't allowing you guys to like actually sit down and map a future out. Like one of you might be caught up in something, not necessarily another relationship, but there's something preventing you guys from like, yes, we can court, we can date, we can entertain each other, but it's like there's something here where you can't sit down and actually plan the future. Like the future is staying very unknown. Excuse me. It's staying very unknown. And if this is an Empress energy, the Empress does not stay in situations that are unclear. Like they will not continue to invest in something and not be clear about where it's going. And so I kind of feel that that's you may not realize it, but you may be the one creating the interference. Not just you, but them as well. But it's like, because no one is actively planning the future, like talking about the future, talking about how do we make this come together, how do we actually merge our lives together, how do we actually move forward together, because that's not happening. It's almost like this Empress might be withdrawing because she's questioning, like, where is this going to go? Yes, the courting and the dating is great, but where's the permanency? Where's the future lie? Like, where's the plans to lead up to that, right? Like, where is this going? And that's I don't want to dive in deeper. I do want to dive in deeper, but I'm not going to dive in deeper, because then it's gonna make me just, what's the advice? I'm sorry, Pisces. What's the advice for Pisces in this Leo moon? The full moon in Leo. What is Pisces' advice for full moon in Leo? Follow your heart. Listen to the gods. Okay. Your advice. Oh, wow. And then the World card is what popped out here. Your advice, Pisces, is stay in your intuition. Follow your intuition. As long as your intuition tells you to keep moving forward, to keep pursuing this person, to keep showing them that you want to date them, that you want to court them, keep following that intuition. But it's like there's a lot of intuition here, okay? Even with the Star card being here, even with the Judgment card being here, there's a lot of water here too, like positive water. It's like emotional, but it's like, no matter what happens, no matter what you feel the interference is, no matter what's coming up here, just keep listening to your intuition. So you may be wanting to like throw your hands up, like, you know what, this is hopeless, this is pointless, I don't want to do this, I'm not going to keep pursuing someone that doesn't want me. It's like, yeah, logically you may think that, and you may get upset and feel that way, but your intuition, your heart, like where you're being guided might be like, keep pursuing them, keep talking to them, keep trying, like don't stop yet. Like you're Pisces, you can tap into that, okay? And it's very much like, yeah, you are not going to know where this is going to go. You will not know how far this is going to lead. You don't need to know the future. It's kind of what your advice is saying, is don't invest just because of the future. Invest because your intuition is telling you that you need to invest, right? And so maybe that's kind of the hint that this other person needs to take as well, is like, stop trying to plan the future and look for the future, like the schedule, the details, the outline. Keep following your intuition in this connection. That was a lot. Pisces, okay, that's all I have for you for the full moon in February. It is a full moon in February. The full moon in Leo on February 5th. If that resonated for you, if that made any sense for you, please go ahead and like or subscribe to my videos. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the monthly collective reading that I do. Whoa. And maybe there's something with communication between you guys, because all of a sudden my throat is like not letting me talk clearly here. Pisces, you were the last sign here, and that is everything I have for you. Thank you guys for so much support. I know that you guys watch a lot of my monthly reads, and so I really appreciate it, but thank you so much. Have a great night. Happy full moon, and goodbye.